Hello students, in the last class I was explaining ray diagrams of image formed by convex mirror. So let us recap that. So when the object is placed at infinity, in the first case when the object is placed at infinity, so here when the object is placed at infinity, so what happens? So as the rays are coming from infinite point, after reflection the rays will diverge. So this is one divergent ray and this is the other divergent ray. If these divergent rays are produced backwards, so they will meet at one point. That point we call it as focus. So this point is the point where the image is formed. So image formed will be at the position F. So what is the nature of this image? So as I already said in the while explaining the difference between real image and virtual image, if the rays are appearing to meet, we call it as virtual image. So here the rays after reflection, when produced backwards, they are appearing to meet at one point focus. So position of image will be at focus, and nature, as the rays are appearing to meet, the nature of the image will be virtual and erect, and you can see the image is point sized. So in the second, so when the object is placed anywhere between pole and infinity, so we are placing the object here. AB is the object, so one ray they are taking like this, like it is going parallel to the principal axis. After reflection it will diverge back, and one more ray is appearing to pass through center of curvature. So when the ray appearing to pass through center of curvature, after reflection it follows the same path. So here also you can see the rays, the divergent rays, when we draw the divergent rays backwards, they will meet at one point, that is A dash B dash is the point where the uh, reflected rays will meet. Okay, so this is where we will get image. So you can clearly see this is the pole and this is the focus. So the image is obtained between pole and focus, and nature of the image you can see it is erect. So that is virtual and erect, and size is diminished. So this is what I have explained you in the last class. So let us understand the uses of convex mirror. So where exactly we will use convex mirror? So uses of convex mirror. So convex mirrors are used as rear view mirrors in vehicles. Because why they are used as rear view mirror in vehicles? So they always give an erect though diminished image. So in the two cases you have seen, they always give virtual and direct images. In the two cases also you have seen the nature of the image, that is size is point sized or diminished, and nature is always virtual and erect. Okay, so that is the reason as they give erect though diminished image, we use convex mirror in vehicles as a rear view mirror. So they have wider field of view as they are curved outwards. Since they are curved outwards, it can cover the maximum field, like it can cover the wider field, like large traffic can be seen through this kind of mirrors. So the second application is convex mirrors are used at blind turns on the points of the merging traffic to facilitate vision of both side of traffic. So here also is the same reason, that is because of these mirrors are curved outwards, it can cover maximum traffic, like it will provide facilitate vision of both side traffic. So that is the reason why convex mirror are used at blind turns in the traffic, that is merging traffic, to facilitate vision of both side traffics. Clear? So it is also used as security mirror. So the main reason of this mirror is it always gives erect images, plus you can see the larger field of view, though you considered it in the traffic or vehicle or in the security mirror. That is the main reason. So these mirrors are used. So these mirrors are used in vehicle rear view mirror, and at merging traffics to facilitate vision of both side traffic, and also used as security mirror. Okay, so now we will move on to the sign conventions for reflection of mirrors, like reflection by spherical mirrors. So it is also called as Cartesian sign conventions. Okay, so before understanding this, you see from the diagram this figure. So here AB, okay, from the diagram you can see that AB is the object, A dash B dash is the image, MN is the aperture, P is the pole, and X dash X is the principal axis. So this is the diagram. Whatever I explain, whatever the sign conventions I explain will be for both spherical mirrors, that is it includes both for convex as well as concave mirror. Okay, so let's see the first Cartesian sign convention. Okay, first one says that all the object is placed to the left side of the mirror. So object is always placed left side of the mirror. Okay, so whenever you consider object, or whenever in any problems if they say consider an object or something, so remember object is always placed left side of the mirror. Okay, so all distances parallel to the principal axis are measured from pole of the mirror. So the second point says all distances parallel to the principal axis are measured from pole of the mirror. So whatever the distance you measure, you have always measure the distance from the pole of the mirror. For example, if image is here, so image we will represent it by letter V. Image distance is V, so distance from here to here is the image distance. So all distances are measured from pole means you have to measure the image distance from pole to this side. So for example, take object distance. So object AB is this side, so you have to measure the object distance from pole to object. So this distance will give you the object distance. Hope you have understood. So the second point says all distances are measured from the pole of the mirror which are parallel to the principal axis. Clear? So the third point says all distances measured in the direction of incident ray, that is along x-axis, are taken as positive, and those measured against the direction of incident ray along x-axis, that is taken as negative. Clear? So what they are saying is all distances measured along the direction of its incident ray, that is along the direction of x-axis, is taken as positive, and all distances against the x-axis or against the incident ray, that is this side, is taken as negative. So this side it is taken as positive, this side distances measured are taken as negative. Okay, so the fourth point says distances measured perpendicular to and above the principal axis are taken as positive. So if this is the principal axis, distances measured above, so whatever the distance you measure above the principal axis is taken as positive. And fifth point says the distances measured to and below the principal axis are taken as negative. If you measure the distance below, like whatever the height, actually distance in the sense height, okay, in this case, so the height measured below the principal axis is taken as negative. If the same height is above the principal axis, we will consider it as positive. So these are the sign conventions you need to remember while solving the numericals.